Hello Lakers fan, if you are one of those who are always up to date with the news about our Lakers, then you need to stay tuned to what is coming up on our Lakers news channel. I am preparing exclusive coverage on the possible signings of Lakers, and what I can tell you is that rumors are catching fire on social media, and if you don't want to miss any information, stay tuned. We have exclusive news every day. If you are a true Lakers and don't want to be left out of the news, be sure to subscribe. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Let's go to the video.
Lakers off-season buzz. Luka Doncic fully involved in team's plans, excited to team up with DeAndre Ayton. The Luka Doncic era in Los Angeles appears to be in full swing, and the Lakers are making it clear they're building around their new franchise cornerstone. With LeBron James opting into his player option for the 2025-26 season and openly acknowledging that the team is planning for the future, there's a growing sense around the league that everyone understands the message. This is now Luka's team. While Doncic's first-half season with the Lakers ended in disappointment with an early playoff exit, the blockbuster trade that brought him to LA was never about just one spring. It was about reshaping the franchise long-term. And by all accounts, Luka is not just on board, he's actively helping shape that future. The Lakers have always worked closely with their stars when it comes to roster decisions, and Luka is no exception. According to ESPN's Ramona Shelburne, Doncic is deeply involved in the team's off-season strategy. "My sense with Luka is that he's involved in everything they're doing," Shelburne said. "If he had a serious issue with the direction, he might not be as vocal as LeBron, but I think he'd make his feelings known. From what I gather, they're following a plan he believes in, and that's a big deal." Losing a close friend, gaining a front-court force. Just days after Doncic's close friend and former teammate Dorian Finney-Smith declined his player option and signed a 4-year, $53 million deal with the Houston Rockets, many wondered how Doncic would respond. The two shared great chemistry on and off the court, and on paper, Finney-Smith's departure looked like a major loss, especially for a team that still needs reliable 3 and D wings. But rather than panic, Luka seems to be trusting the process. The Lakers quickly moved to address their frontcourt by signing DeAndre Atons, giving Doncic a talented athletic big man to pair with in pick-and-roll situations. According to Dan Woik of The Athletic, league sources say Doncic is genuinely excited about playing alongside Ayton, a promising sign that chemistry is already building. Luka, according to league sources, is excited about the opportunity to play with Ayton, Woik reported. The bigger picture, gaps to fill, but a clear vision. While Ayton fills a glaring hole at center, the Lakers still need to reinforce their depth on the wing, especially after losing Finney-Smith. They've already agreed to terms with Jake LaRavia, but more additions are expected, and needed, to stay competitive in a loaded Western Conference. But what's becoming increasingly clear is that this offseason isn't being run purely by the front office. It's being built with Luka in mind, and with Luka's voice in the room. This collaborative approach is creating a foundation of trust, something that's crucial when building around a player of Doncic's caliber, especially in a market as demanding as Los Angeles. Luka's commitment shows in the work. If there were any lingering doubts about Doncic's dedication, he's erasing them this summer. After being criticized last season for his conditioning, Luka has made it a personal mission to come back stronger, leaner, and more durable. Multiple sources close to the team have noted that he's already dropped weight and looks noticeably more fit, a reflection of his commitment not just to his own game, but to the team's long-term success. This isn't just talk, this is Luka all in. The bottom line, a new era with a new leader. For the Lakers, this summer marks the beginning of a new chapter. LeBron may still be on the roster, but the franchise is clearly shifting toward its future, and that future is Luka Doncic. From personnel decisions to off-season work ethic, Luka is proving he's not just a superstar, he's stepping into the role of leader, builder, and believer. If this off-season continues along its current trajectory, Los Angeles might not just be reloading, they could be redefining what a post-LeBron Lakers team looks like, with Doncic at the center of it all. A roster taking shape, but the work isn't done yet. While the addition of DeAndre Atons provides a strong foundation in the frontcourt, the Lakers front office knows there's more work to be done. The Western Conference is stacked, with the defending champion Nuggets still a force, Golden State possibly landing Damian Lillard, and Oklahoma City continuing to rise. Simply adding Ayton won't be enough. That's why there's growing anticipation that the Lakers are far from finished. League insiders are reporting that LA is actively exploring the trade market, particularly for versatile wings who can defend and space the floor, the kind of players who complement Luka's ball-dominant style and allow him to operate freely in half-court sets. Among the names quietly surfacing in internal discussions are Jeremy Grant, Trey Murphy III, and even a long-shot scenario involving Andrew Wiggins if the Warriors shake up their roster. Sources suggest the Lakers are willing to be aggressive in pursuit of the right fit, and that Luka has already signed off on a short list of preferred targets. A shift in culture and leadership. What's perhaps more intriguing than any trade rumor is the cultural shift happening behind closed doors. The Lakers, for years a LeBron-centric operation, are gradually passing the torch, and Doncic is embracing the responsibility. He's attending meetings, providing feedback on signings, and according to team sources, emerging as a vocal leader during off-season workouts. Luka's always led with his play, but now he's becoming more vocal, a team insider told The Ringer. There's a different energy around the facility. Guys are seeing how locked in he is. It's contagious. That commitment is already paying dividends. Newcomers like LaRavia have expressed excitement about playing alongside Doncic, and returning role players are motivated by the fresh direction the team is taking. There's a growing belief in the locker room that the Lakers aren't just building a contender, they're building something sustainable. LeBron's role, supportive, strategic, and still dangerous. Though the spotlight is shifting, LeBron James remains a crucial piece of the puzzle. His decision to opt in wasn't just about one more season, it was about mentorship, transition, and making sure the Lakers stay competitive as they hand the keys over to Luka. Sources close to the team say LeBron has been nothing but supportive of Luka's growing influence, even encouraging the coaching staff to empower him more in play calling and locker room leadership. He understands the moment, a source said. He knows what it means to have someone like Luka in LA long term. And he's doing what great leaders do, making room for the next one. What's next? Free agency, trades, and the final pieces. As free agency continues, expect the Lakers to stay active. With roughly $9 million left in wiggle room and a few tradable contracts on the books, there's room for another meaningful move, especially with names like Bruce Brown, Royce O'Neal, and Gary Trent Jr. still floating around the rumor mill. If they can land a reliable two-way wing and perhaps another stretch big, LA could go from fringe playoff team to legitimate contender, faster than most expected. And if Luka continues showing up the way he has this summer, with improved fitness, mature leadership, and renewed drive, this new chapter in LA basketball might not just be about the post-LeBron era. It could be the start of a new dynasty. Inside DeAndre Atons' contract, Lakers land starting center at a steal. After a relatively quiet start to free agency, the Los Angeles Lakers finally made a bold move on Wednesday afternoon. According to multiple reports, the team has reached an agreement with center DeAndre Ayton, who recently cleared waivers after being bought out by the Portland Trail Blazers. The Lakers had been searching for a reliable starting big man to pair with Luka Doncic, and it looks like they've found their guy, and at a fantastic value. Ayton, who was in the final year of a deal worth around $25 million, agreed to a new 2-year contract worth $16.6 million, per NBA insider Jake Fisher. The deal includes a player option for the 2026-27 season, giving Ayton flexibility while also offering the Lakers some short-term security. For a 26-year-old former No. 1 overall pick, this is a team-friendly contract, and a smart move by his agent, who secured a second year and a built-in escape route should Ayton want to test the market again next summer. Ayton and Luka, a new 1-2 punch. The Lakers are hopeful this isn't just a short-term fix. They believe Ayton can be a long-term solution at the 5. Pairing him with Doncic, one of the league's most dynamic playmakers, gives the Lakers a true inside-out duo with enormous upside. Interestingly, Ayton and Doncic have been linked since the 2018 NBA draft, where Ayton went No. 1 overall and Luka landed at No. 3. Now, 7 years later, their paths finally cross in Los Angeles, with both players looking to prove something. Ayton is coming off a solid, if somewhat under-the-radar season in Portland, where he averaged 14.4 points, 10.2 rebounds, and shot 56.6% from the field in 40 games. If he can stay healthy and fully buy into the system, Ayton has a golden opportunity to revive his reputation on one of basketball's biggest stages, and potentially earn a much bigger payday in 2026. Lakers max out mid-level, but there's more to come. The Lakers used a portion of their mid-level exception earlier in the offseason to sign Jake LaRavia, and it appears they'll use the remainder to cover Ayton's deal. With the mid-level now fully committed, the team still has access to its biannual exception, worth just over $5 million, to further bolster the roster. And while Ayton's arrival locks in a new starting center, the Lakers aren't done yet. Reports suggest LA remains active in both the free agent and trade markets, especially when it comes to adding another big man to solidify depth behind Ayton. With Rob Pelinka known for working the phones deep into the offseason, there's growing speculation that another move may be just around the corner. Looking ahead, a rebuild on the fly. For a team that's rapidly reshaping itself around Luka Doncic, this move signals clear intent. The Lakers are not waiting to rebuild slowly, they're making calculated decisions to put the right pieces around their new franchise star. And landing a proven still young center like Ayton on a value deal is a major step forward. If Ayton delivers, and all signs suggest he's motivated to do exactly that, the Lakers might have pulled off one of the most underrated signings of the offseason. Strategic depth. Lakers eye backup bigs and roster versatility. Now that the Lakers have locked in Ayton as their starting center, the front office's attention has shifted toward reinforcing the rotation behind him. While Ayton fills a crucial gap, the team can't afford to rely solely on him, especially considering his recent injury history and the physical demands of playing in the West. Sources around the league say the Lakers are actively monitoring the trade and free agent markets for low-cost, high-impact backup centers, with names like Xavier Tillman, Jock Landale, and even Bismack Biyombo surfacing as potential targets. Each of those players could provide valuable minutes off the bench, especially in defensive matchups or injury contingencies. What's become increasingly clear is that the Lakers want to be flexible, athletic, and defensively capable, and they're building their roster with that exact blueprint. With DeAndre Ayton anchoring the paint and Luka Doncic running the offense, Los Angeles is crafting a team that can both slow the game down and strike quickly in transition. League reactions: praise, skepticism, and quiet concern. The Ayton signing has sparked a mixed, but mostly optimistic reaction across NBA circles. On one hand, many insiders see this as a low-risk, high-reward move for the Lakers. Ayton has proven he can produce double-doubles consistently, and playing next to an elite passer like Luka might unlock new layers to his offensive game. One Western Conference executive commented to Yahoo Sports, "If Ayton buys in, defensively especially, that's a home run signing for the Lakers. He's still young, he's hungry, and this is the best point guard he's ever played with." On the flip side, some analysts remain skeptical of Ayton's mentality and motor, citing past concerns about his consistency and engagement. But even critics admit, if there's any environment that can elevate him, it's the bright lights of LA, surrounded by stars and a franchise with championship DNA. Locker room dynamics. A fresh energy with Luka leading the way. Another ripple effect of Ayton's arrival? The shift in locker room dynamics. Multiple sources close to the team have noted that Luka Doncic has been more vocal, more energized, and more present during off-season workouts than ever before, a reflection of both his growing leadership role and his excitement over the team's direction. Insiders describe a new chemistry forming behind the scenes, with younger players feeling empowered by Luka's presence and veterans responding to his competitiveness. Ayton's arrival adds to that chemistry. Both he and Luka are entering this season with something to prove, and that shared drive could become a unifying force in the locker room. What this means for the West. With the Western Conference only getting tougher, between the rise of OKC, the Warriors eyeing a Lillard-Curry backcourt, and the Nuggets still holding the crown, the Lakers knew they had to act. The Ayton deal may not have made the biggest headlines, but it gives LA something many other contenders still lack: clarity at center and flexibility elsewhere. They now have a superstar in Luka Doncic who's fully engaged and in peak shape. A starting caliber center in Ayton on a team-friendly deal. Cap room through the biannual exception for another rotation piece. An evolving locker room dynamic that's building around a new era. And most importantly, a direction. If Rob Pelinka can land one more wing or backup big without compromising flexibility, this roster could surprise a lot of people come October. And for DeAndre Ayton, this might just be the fresh start and high-stakes environment. He needs to remind the league why he was the #1 pick in the first place. Because in LA, second chances can lead to unforgettable redemption stories. Insane Lakers GM Rob Pelinka under fire for strategy that may waste Luka Doncic and LeBron James duo. The Los Angeles Lakers are falling behind in a highly competitive offseason, and all eyes are on GM Rob Pelinka as the one to blame. While teams like the Houston Rockets, Denver Nuggets, and Dallas Mavericks have been busy making key additions to strengthen their rosters, the Lakers have done almost nothing. LeBron James picked up his $52.6 million player option, and the team signed former Kings forward Jake LaRavia to a 2-year, $12 million deal. That's it. In fact, the biggest move the Lakers made so far might have been losing Dorian Finney-Smith to the Rockets. Now, Pelinka is under fire after a recent report shed light on what appears to be the Lakers' long-term strategy, and fans and analysts aren't buying it. NBA insider Dave McMenamin told ESPN that the Lakers intentionally passed on Finney Smith to keep their cap space flexible for 2027, when they hope to land a max free agent. Even though Finney Smith was well-liked in the locker room and helped the Lakers go 14-6 in the 20 games he started, the front office exercised financial discipline to preserve cap space for 2027, McMenamin reported. That reasoning didn't sit well with many in the basketball world, including popular NBA podcaster Kevin O'Connor, who didn't hold back. 2027? As in, 2 summers from now? For a player they might sign. O'Connor tweeted, "Rob Pelinka is insane. You have Luka Doncic and LeBron James on your team right now." To make matters worse, the Lakers have missed out on several top free agent targets, and fans are growing restless. With the regular season set to tip off in October, it's starting to feel like the front office is wasting a rare championship window. Let's be honest, Luka Doncic is only 26 and could play at an MVP level for another 7 or 8 years. But LeBron James is 40, and no matter how elite he still is, time isn't on his side. That gives the Lakers a window of maybe 1 or 2 years to seriously contend for a title with this superstar duo. So the question is, why not go all in? It's what most Lakers fans are begging for, yet Pelinka seems to be playing the long game, willing to sacrifice the present for a future that isn't guaranteed. And if LeBron's aware of this plan? Don't be surprised if we see him heading back to Cleveland, or even joining a 4th NBA team, sooner than expected. But the controversy hasn't stopped there. LeBron James' camp, particularly his agent Rich Paul, made it clear that LeBron's decision to opt into the final year of his contract comes with expectations. He's still chasing championships, and if the Lakers can't provide a competitive roster, he's reportedly open to exploring other options. That subtle but strong message has fueled speculation that LeBron's days in Los Angeles could be numbered. Meanwhile, the front office continues to send mixed signals. While Pelinka insists the team is committed to winning now, their actions tell a different story. Letting Finney Smith walk, failing to land high-impact free agents, and focusing instead on preserving cap space for 2027 has left fans and analysts baffled. The roster still lacks depth, especially in the frontcourt, and the team's failure to address glaring weaknesses from last season's early playoff exit has raised serious concerns. Former Lakers legend James Worthy openly criticized the front office's direction, questioning whether there's a clear plan in place to maximize the short championship window that Luka Doncic and LeBron James represent. Other voices around the league have echoed those concerns, pointing out that some of the Lakers' most questionable moves in recent years, such as letting Alex Caruso walk, continue to haunt them, especially now that Caruso is thriving elsewhere. The reaction from fans has been even more intense. Social media is filled with frustration and disbelief. Many are questioning why a team with 2 generational talents would not go all in. The idea of holding out for a 2027 free agent, someone they might not even land, feels like a gamble the franchise can't afford to take, especially with LeBron nearing the end of his career. On the other hand, some inside the organization still back Pelinka's cautious approach, arguing that financial flexibility and long-term planning are crucial in today's NBA. But with the pressure mounting, that logic may not be enough to satisfy a fan base used to immediate results. At this point, the Lakers are walking a dangerous tightrope. If they fail to make serious upgrades before the season begins, they risk alienating both LeBron and Luka, and possibly losing them altogether. And if that happens, the franchise could be forced into yet another painful rebuild.